I mentioned I come from a low income state. The population in our state is not as high as others. 75% of the state is owned by the government. It has been for many, many years. I don't know if it was during the um, Teddy Roosevelt time period, where if we don't have specific amounts of um, national land or national parks or national forests, then we are not anymore a country. We've fallen. So if you didn't know that, you should know that. Like I said, I'm not as smart as I used to be, but I am an educated person, regardless of how injured I may be or disabled I may be now compared to before. So, anyway, that's the truth. Oh, yes. What I was getting at was that there are old laws that will never change in this state. It is dependent on state by state laws in America, in case you didn't know. Now you know. In case you didn't care, you should. So there are three that I think of often that I like that will never change. I don't remember exactly why. I don't remember the term or the phrase. But one of them I think is funny, but probably good. You cannot be a posse gang. That's one. Two, sodomy. Anal penetration is illegal in the state where I live. That will never change. Although they might put out a lot of propaganda and claim to be pro life or pro heterosexual, to the point where they commit homicides all the time, according to their propaganda and false beliefs. They do commit sodomy and commit to a queer type agenda. Not lesbianism per se. They would definitely try to strategize and attempt to murder or take down or alter or brainwash a woman who might like another woman. That is a danger to any woman in the state where I live. So there's those two things: no posse gangs, no sodomy, and the third one is no body snatching. That's actually in the state laws here. And so they're like, that's not even real. But if it isn't real, why is it a state law that you can't? It is. I 100% believe that body snatching is real. And then, of course, on a federal level, body parts harvesting or resale of human body parts is illegal. And I think that, and they say that because it's real, not because it's fake. If the whole United States knows that it's real, why is the state where I'm living in denial of the fact that people might try to snatch up your body parts? I think it's 100% real. And then I was here processing these thoughts again just a minute ago, thinking about other propaganda. They say that so human tissue or human organs in a child, it's fine. You could have either or. You could mix or match. You could have child organs and parts on adult and adult parts on a child. So again, you know that someone is in your phone feeding you these lies. It's according to their own beliefs. So you have to think that you're being kidnapped or held against your will illegally, because that's what it is. Um, it, it's they don't call it kidnapping, but they call it something else. But basically it's that, and it's a federal offense. Um, so you can't do that. You can't kidnap people through media devices and information technology only your own. Illegal. So no posse gangs, no sodomy, no body snatching, no body parts harvesting. Um, so anyway, again, a little bit more information is that it's true up until the age 25, unless a human being has actually lived the same type of lifestyle, being the same size um, as the other person, and a compatible blood type, typically the exact same, not different, which they also don't seem to think is a very big deal here in the state where I am, and it is. It is lethal or fatal, could cause your death, cause you to be deceased, undead, kept alive artificially, um, which is also a federal offense, an international offense. Kept alive against your will artificially without living tissue being known to you. Anyway, so like if a little kid was small, if you were genetically small and you saw somebody and they were drug free and fit or healthy or whatever, didn't have herpes, or there are many reasons. That seems pretty shallow, but that happens a lot where I live. A person would snatch up a whole body or crotch tissues and try to put them on themselves. because dirty or small or like got bigger at 33. That's not going to happen. That isn't. I tell you this, I am a person of color, like I said, from a biracial couple that has been married many, many years. And I love them, and they love me too. I choose to believe that. Um, so, anyway, that being said, I know that people of color have genitalia and nipples that are different colors. So they might be brown, they might be purpley, even, or black. And I woke up with breasts that are white and pink nipples. No kidding, I did. Somebody snatched right off my body my taint. And they said that just happens. If somebody snatches up your nipples of color and your taint, it's not that you aged at 35. Somebody took that from you. So that's an example of body parts harvesting, not body snatching. Body snatching would be the whole dang thing. Like you're small or your kid got in a car wreck and died, and you're like, I'm pretty sure I could get that one. I'm pretty sure that's close. Or like, miraculously grew 6 inches in 6th grade. It's like, I don't think they understand that I was 6'5" to begin with. We use an Andean scale for the Army. It is international, but no, it's not publicized anywhere else. So my ID might say I'm 5'5" when I'm 6'5". So now you snatched up my body and your 12-year-old is 6'5" with black nipples. How are you going to explain that to me? You know what I mean? If I'm a 40, like I'm like a 3'5" in the pants, or like a 6'7". Not much growing down there, but still good enough. And now I have no taint and an innie. How are you going to explain that? You know what I mean? So those things are illegal in this small state where I live that's low income and definitely a danger to you. No posses, no body snatching, no sodomy.